last video we discussed about the spherical mirror and the relation between radius of curvature and focal length. And here now we will discuss about the ray diagram. So before discussing about ray diagram, we should know about the rules for drawing ray diagrams. Okay. So first case is that if a ray parallel to principal axis, if it is incident on a concave mirror, ray parallel to principal axis, what will happen to that ray? After reflection, it will pass through focus. Okay, that ray will pass through focus. And the reverse case, what happens? If the ray is incident through the focus, okay, ray is incident through the focus. This is first case. So second case, we can say that concave mirror is there, pole and focus. So if a ray is incident through the focus, after reflection it will become parallel to principal axis. Okay, it will become parallel to principal axis. And next one, if a ray is entering through the center of curvature, it's our focus. Center of curvature will be 2 times the radius of curvature will be 2 times the focal length. Okay, so focus should be between pole and exactly it should be the midpoint of. So if a ray is entering through the center of curvature, after reflection it will retrace the path. Why it is so? Because it is the case of normal incidence. Since it is normal incidence, angle of incidence will be 0, angle of reflection also will be 0. And the last case we can say that if a ray is making some angle with the principal axis, the reflected ray also will make the same angle. Okay. So when you are drawing, you should draw in such a way that this both angles should be R should be equal to I. It should be drawn in that way. So if you know about these things, you can draw any ray diagram. Okay. And you can get the image in the case of concave mirror. Later on we will discuss about convex mirror. Okay. Is it clear? So we can see various ray diagrams. First case is that object is at infinity. So when the object is at infinity, the rays coming from the object, it will be parallel. So all these parallel rays will meet or will pass through the focus. Okay. All these rays will pass through focus. So we can say that image is formed at the focus. We can write position of the image at focus and nature of the image real and inverted, size of the image point size, or we can say diminished. So if the object is at infinity, image is formed at focus. How we can say that image is forming at focus? Because the reflected rays are actually meeting at this point. So that point where the reflected rays are meeting or appear to come from, that point will be the point where image is formed. Okay. So this is the first case when object is at infinity. Okay. Now discuss kept beyond C. Pole is there, here focus, and here center of curvature. Exactly, it should be equal. Okay, FP and CF should be almost equal. So when you draw, I told you better you can use compass, and you can use by compass you can make a circle, and its center you can mark it as. Then CP distance half, you have to mark that position, you have to mark it as F. Okay. So here we are keeping an object beyond C. So we are keeping at this position, somewhere, anywhere you can keep. Okay, beyond C, anywhere, any position you can keep. So what happens? Ray parallel to get the image, where the image is formed. To know about that, by using ray diagram, minimum 2 rays are needed. So which are those 2 rays we can find, or we can use, that already we discussed just now. So among that, any 2 rays you can consider, depends on your convenience. Here I am considering those 2 rays. First one, ray parallel to principal axis, after reflection pass through focus, and a ray entering through center of curvature after reflection. Reflection means it should be, okay, it will retrace the path. Why it is retracing path? Because it is the case of normal incident. So this is the position where these 2 reflected rays are meeting. So we can say that here image is formed. So the image formed will be inverted, real. Why it is real? Because reflected rays are actually meeting, and size is smaller in comparison with object. Okay. So we can write position of the image. Position of the image. Where is the image formed? Between C and F. No. Between C and F. And nature of the image. Diminished. So nature of the image real and inverted. All these are clear from the diagram. And size of the image diminished or smaller than object. Smaller than object. Okay. And next case we will consider here itself. Next case, second case over, object is kept beyond C. Now we have to consider the case object is kept at C. For this you have to use compass at all, compass only, otherwise very difficult to get the image. Okay. So here let me see whether I will get or not. So here we are keeping an object at C. Okay. Third case we are considering object is at C. 2 rays needed. Ray parallel to principal axis after reflection pass through focus. And a ray entering through focus after reflection will become parallel to principal axis. So you can see that the image is formed exactly at C. Okay. Is it clear? Image is formed at C. And what is the size? Size is equal. So we can write position of the image at C. So this is the only one case in the case of concave mirror where object distance is equal to image distance. In the case of plane mirror you have studied, no? If you are moving closer to plane mirror, your image also will move at the same distance. No, so we can say that object distance will be equal to image distance. But in the case of concave mirror, this is the only one situation where we are getting object distance is equal to image distance. Okay, so position of the image is also at C. Then nature of the image. Real. Why it is real? Already I told you, reflected rays are actually meeting. It is inverted, that is clear from the diagram. And size. Size of the image, same size as that of object. Same size only I am writing. It is understood that same size as that of object. Okay, is it clear? Now we will discuss the next case. Object is kept between C and A. When the object is kept between C and A. Pole, focus, center of curvature. So here where we are keeping object is kept between C and A. Again, we can consider ray parallel to principal axis. After reflection, pass through focus. Then a ray entering through center of curvature. You can show like this. Or you can draw this. This is easier. No? A ray which makes some angle. The reflected ray also will make the same angle. So you can see that image is formed. But the image is formed beyond C. Okay. So if the object is kept beyond C, image is formed between C and F. And if the object is kept between C and F, image is formed beyond C. Okay. So position of the image we can write. Beyond C. Nature of the image. Real and inverted. Why it is real? The reflected rays are actually meeting and size is larger. Enlarged, or we can write larger than the object. Okay. And next case we will discuss. This was C. No. Now we will discuss the fourth case. When the object is at F. When the object is kept, or when the object is at focus. So we are keeping an object exactly at the focus. So a ray parallel to principal axis after reflection pass through focus, and a ray makes some angle with the principal axis. The reflected ray also will make the same angle. So we can see that these two rays are parallel. So they will not meet at all. So we are assuming that these rays will meet at infinity. So we can say that image is, or position of the image at infinity. Nature of the image. What is the nature of the image? Real and inverted. And size enlarged, highly enlarged, or highly magnified. So in 10th already you did practical, no? By using candle flame, you might have did all these experiments, no? By keeping that candle flame at different positions, you might have noticed. That's why we are not telling that in detail here. So in this case, image will be highly enlarged. Okay? Understood? Now we will discuss the last case, P and F, between focus and, okay? Pole, focus. So here we are keeping an object. We can draw an array parallel to principal axis after reflection, pass through focus, and array which makes some angle with the principal axis, reflected ray also will make the same angle. So here you can see that the separation of these rays are increasing. So no chance that they will meet. But if you extend these rays backward, you can see that these two rays are appearing to come from a point. Okay. So that is the position where image is formed. So we can say that which type of image is formed here? The reflected rays are not actually meeting. So we can say that image formed will be virtual and erect, position behind the mirror, not beyond the mirror, behind the mirror. Okay. So we can write position of the image behind the mirror, nature of the image, virtual and erect, because the rays are not actually meeting. So they are appearing to come. So we can write virtual and erect. And size. What is the size of the image? You can see from the diagram. What is the size? Smaller, larger or equal? It is larger, no? We can write enlarged image. So we discussed various cases in the case of concave mirror. So you might have noticed that only at one position it gets a virtual and erect image. That is in this case when an object is kept between F and P, and remaining all other cases we are getting a real and inverted image, and only at one position it gets the same sized image, that is when the object is at center of the image. Okay, is it clear? Now we will discuss about convex mirror. Discuss about convex mirror. In the case of convex mirror, also before drawing the image ray diagram, we should know the rules. No, if the ray is incident, like that in the case of concave mirror we discussed. No, same we will discuss here also. First one is that if a ray is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection, that ray will appear to come from the focus. Okay, so it will be reflected in such a way that it will be coming from the focus. So this point will be the focus. Okay. Next one, just opposite case. What it is? If a ray is incident, in such a way that it is coming through the, it actually comes through the focus, what will happen? The reflected ray will become parallel. Just opposite case of this. Okay. And next one, if a ray makes some angle with the principal axis, if a ray is making some angle with the principal axis, the reflected ray also will make the same angle. This angle should be equal to this. This is also equal to angle of reflection also will be equal to angle of incidence. So by using these three rays, we can draw the ray diagram. Okay. So first case we will consider when object is at here only we will draw. Okay. When object is at infinity. So here the case object is at infinity. If the object is at infinity, what happens? The rays will be parallel, no? So the rays will be parallel. These parallel rays will appear to come from the focus. So we can say that image is formed at focus. And what is the size? Diminished size, virtual and erect. Okay. Image is formed at focus, virtual, erect and diminished size. Okay. And next case, when object is in front of convex mirror, anywhere. Okay. An object is in front of convex mirror, anywhere it is. Okay. Our pole. So we are keeping an object somewhere here. Okay, anywhere, not a matter. If you want, you can keep very much closer to here or very much far away from here, and you can try, you can draw and you can check. Okay, here just I am considering one position. Any position you can consider in front of convex mirror. So ray parallel to principal axis. What will happen to that ray? It appear to come from focus. So this will be reflected in such a way that will appear to come from the focus. Now a ray which makes some angle with the principal axis, the reflected ray also will make the same angle. So whether these two rays, whether any chance is that they will meet? No chance that they will meet. But if you extend, you can see that these two rays are appearing to come from this point. This ray is coming from this point and this ray also coming from this point. So we can say that this is the position where image is formed. So which type of image is formed? It is virtual, erect and smaller size. Okay. Image will be virtual, erect and smaller size. Always it will be formed between P and F. Okay, anywhere if you keep also, it will be formed between P and F. Okay, understood? So, one more thing, in the case of concave mirror, what happens is that if a ray is incident through the center of curvature, what will happen? That we forgotten to tell. Okay, that also we can consider. Anyhow, two rays are needed, that's why not specified, but better you can remember that also. This is P, center of curvature. So if a ray is incident such a way that ray is incident like this. So what will happen to that ray? Reflected ray also will bounce back in the same direction. This is case of normal incidence. Okay, is it clear? So this is only, so in the case of convex mirror, it is very easy. Anywhere in front of convex mirror, if you keep also, you will get a diminished image, and it will be always formed between P and F. It will be virtual and erect. Okay. So convex mirror always forms virtual, erect and diminished images, and if the object is at infinity, image will be exactly at the focus. Okay, is it clear? And now we will discuss about mirror formula. So this mirror formula, it is a relation between object distance, image distance and focal length, okay, of a spherical mirror. We are deriving it for concave mirror. Even though we are deriving it for concave mirror, it is applicable for convex mirror and plane mirror. For any type of mirror it is applicable. Okay. So first of all we will discuss how to derive that mirror formula. For that we are drawing a diagram. We are considering an object kept beyond C. Here it is F, C. We are considering an object kept beyond C. Okay. An object AB is kept beyond C of a concave mirror. So to get the image, already we discussed minimum 2 rays are needed. Ray parallel to principal axis after reflection pass through focus, and a ray entering through center of curvature. It will bounce back. Again, if a ray makes some angle with this, the reflected ray also will make the same angle. Okay, so this is the position where 2 rays are enough. Okay, we consider 3 rays. 2 rays are enough to get the image. So we can say that image is formed here. So this we can write A dash. This is our focus, and A dash B dash is the position, or that is the image. So here we can mark it as pole. Now we can consider, we can write, let focal length be F. Focal length we are writing it as F. Object distance U and image distance by the letter V. So what is meant by focal length? Distance between focus and pole. What is meant by object distance? Distance from the object to the pole. Distance from the image to the pole is image distance. Okay. So we can consider these two triangles ABP and A dash B dash P. Triangle ABP and triangle A dash B dash P. ABP A dash B dash P. These two triangles are similar triangles. Why they are similar? This angle is 90 degree, for this also 90 degree. Again, this angle and this angle both are same. Why? Angle of reflection is equal to angle of incidence. So already, if two angles are same, understood, we can say that these two triangles are similar triangles. So we can write triangle ABP similar to triangle A dash B dash. So in the case of similar triangles, we know the property corresponding parts will be proportional. So we can write A dash B dash by AB is equal to A dash P by AB. Okay. Is it clear? Now we can consider these two, one more triangle here. We will draw perpendicular from here. Okay. We can draw perpendicular to here. So we can mark it as M. So we can consider two triangles MPF and A dash B dash F. Okay. So this perpendicular distance MP will be almost equal if we are considering the ray is closer. If the ray is closer to the principal axis, in that case this line and this curve distance will be almost equal. Okay. So we can consider these two triangles, triangle MPF and triangle B dash A dash F. MPF and B dash A dash F. These two triangles are also similar triangle. Why? This angle is 90 degree. This is also 90 degree. these two angles are equal, they are vertically opposite, angles will be equal. So we can write A dash B dash by MP is equal to A dash F by FP or P. Okay. Again MP, instead of MP we can write it as AB. So we can write A dash B dash by AB is equal to A dash F by PF by, because MP is equal to AB. So two equations we got. So we know that we can see that this LHS part is same, so RHS part should be equal. So we can write here A dash P by AP is equal to A dash F by F. And what is A dash F? A dash F can be written as A dash P minus FP. No? A dash P minus FP by F. Now we have to substitute the values by applying sign conventions. A dash P, what is A dash P? It is the image distance. Here image is formed, incident light is in this direction and we are measuring from here. So image distance will be negative. So minus B. Again object distance also will be negative. Is equal to, again A dash P is the image distance, no? So minus B. Object distance, this is FP. FP is the focal length. Again it is negative. What we will get? V by U is equal to V. What you will get? F minus V divided by minus F, or you can write it as V minus F by F. Okay. You can cross multiply it, or we can write V by U is equal to V minus F by F. If you cross multiply, what you will get? VF is equal to UV minus UF. UF part you can take to this side. So UF plus VF is equal to UV. The third equation, we can divide the third equation by UVF. What you will get? 1 by V plus 1 by U equal to 1 by V. So this is our mirror formula, which gives a relation between object distance, image distance and focal length. This relation already you have studied, but its proof you have not studied in then. So this is the way of getting that mirror formula. Okay, it is a relation connecting object distance, image distance and focal length. Okay, and from this relation we can find the expression for magnification also. So from this relation we can get the expression for magnification also. So if we are writing height of the image, if we are writing it as HI and height of the object as HO, magnification is defined as the ratio of the magnification. We are using the letter M. It is equal to height of the image by height of the object. Ratio of height of the image to the height of the object is known as magnification. So from first equation we can obtain the expression for magnification. How we will get from this equation? So we can see how we will get. What is A dash B dash? A dash B dash is height of the image. Since it is below, you have to take it as minus HI by HO is equal to minus V by minus U. This minus will get cancelled, this minus will go there. So you will get magnification is equal to height of the image by height of the object, which is equal to minus V by U. Okay, is it clear? So this is the way of finding magnification. And what is the significance of this magnification? By knowing the value of magnification, you can say that whether the image is large or small. If magnification, magnitude, if you are considering, if you are getting a value more than 1, we can say that image is enlarged. If you are getting a value less than 1, you can say that image is diminished. If it is equal to 1, you can say that image is same sized. Similarly, if magnification is negative, you can say that image is real and inverted. If magnification is positive, you can say image is virtual and erect. Okay. And when you are solving problems based on this formula, what you have to see? Even though by applying sign convention we got this result, when you are solving problems, whichever quantities are given, for them you have to apply sign convention, and for the unknown quantity automatically we will get the value with proper sign convention. Okay, understood? And always two things you have to keep it in mind when you are solving problem. Whichever quantity given, for them only you have to apply sign convention. For the unknown quantity, no need to apply sign convention. And object distance is always negative. If it is given, you have to take it as negative. If it is asked to calculate, no need to take it as negative. When you do the calculation, if your calculation is correct, you will get the answer correctly as negative. Similarly, focal length of concave mirror is negative and focal length of convex mirror is positive. These also you have to take if it is given in the problem. If it is given in the problem or if they are asked to find the focal length of concave mirror or convex mirror, don't take it as positive or negative. Okay. When you solve the problem, you will get correctly with proper whether negative or positive, accordingly you will get it. Okay. So these are the various ways by which we can use this formula to find or to apply in problems. Okay. I think all of you understood it. So you can solve problems based on this. Some problem I will give and you can solve those problems. Okay. Thank you.